Hello everyone. Today I'm presenting my final project, a comprehensive multi-lesson unit plan designed to teach English to Arabic-speaking learners. Here, or in this plan, we integrate technology to enhance vocabulary, reading, and speaking skills, aligning with the SAMR model. At the same time, we will provide evidence to support such use of technology and so on. The theme of this lesson plan, or the 3 lessons, is the environment, a relevant, engaging, and important topic for both of us as instructors and learners. So, for this lesson, we will start with vocabulary and then move to reading and speaking, finally, following a specific order where learners can learn vocabulary and then observe the vocabulary in reading and then applying it in speaking. And we will see this throughout the lessons. So let's start. Starting with the lesson 1, building and mastering English vocabulary. The objective of this lesson is that students will expand their English vocabulary with focus on words that are similar in pronunciations, referred or known as minimal pairs, in which they are often mispronounced by Arabic speakers. We can provide such examples such as pat and bat. So when we focus on this, learners will enhance their comprehension and awareness of English words. They also will be aware of such differences in some words as we saw in the examples. In addition to that, we will utilize the memory-based strategic model for vocabulary learning introduced or proposed by MIA 2014. The activities that we are implementing in this lesson are exploring vocabulary through the websites and e-dictionaries, and then interactive quizzes with Kahoot, and after that, or the third activity is the collaborative sentence creation with Google Slides. Starting with the first activity, which is about exploring vocabulary through the websites and e-dictionaries. So here, in this activity, the second language learners will be introduced to a number of websites that provide words related to the environment. So the students have to explore the words such as, let's say, pollutions, recycling, breeze, climate, and so on. This website, actually, they don't only provide authentic article, but also features such as pronunciations similar to native speakers, which can help the learners to improve and practice listening. Meanwhile, such tools can assist them to provide extra information such as the grammatical category, as we see here, nouns for the word flora, and also not only the definitions, but we have synonyms. The importance of this activity actually is not only to introduce learners or, let's say, build up their vocabulary, but also to place an emphasis on words that sound similar. So let's say weather and weather. So here the words, they are sounds the similar, but they have different spelling. So this one of the main important points that must be emphasized in this activity. Another website, actually, they can provide such pictures for the students as we see here, and also examples. In the research, it has been evident that bilingual learners enjoy bilingual dictionaries, according to Coren 1997 and Schmidt 1997. So here we see in this example, we can provide learners to use bilingual dictionaries. When considering the SAMR model, this activity here, let's say the technology used here, which is the use of the websites and the dictionaries, actually, replaces the traditional materials, such as the typical textbooks, let's say the physical dictionaries, with the use of the digital devices. So in here, the situations, the proper level to describe this activity is the substitutions. Now let's move to the second activity, which is interactive practice. So here, second language learners cannot reach or be introduced to this activity before the previous one, since each activity depends on the or requires the previous one. So here, the students will consolidate what they understood or what they observed, the form and the meaning based on the previous activity. So here, this activity is conducted through using some interactive tools such as Kahoot. So this app allows the instructor to create their own quizzes based on the topic they choose, and in different formats such as true and false, typing the answers, or let's say a quiz and audio. So here, the second language learners can complete sentences. For instance, old bottle should be bought, then helping the environment. So they have to choose in the situations the word recycle. So this activity actually motivates learners to participate and engage actively, while they can receive immediate feedback. So here, or let's say consequently, this reinforces mapping the words and comprehension in an engaging environment. When it comes to the framework, let's say the SAMR model, this activity aligned with augmentation level. In the traditional test and quizzes will be replaced with an advanced and more interactive tool featuring aspects such as pictures, or let's say visuals, audio options, and also with the present of the immediate feedback. Moving to the third activity, which is collaboration sentence constructions. So here, this activity actually, first within the SAMR model, it goes along with the modification level because it permits second language learners to interact in writing, which is not available in the traditional method. So here, second language learners need to collaborate with each other on shared materials between them. So they need, for instance, in the situations, to construct sentences using the target language, let's say, for instance, English language. And so they have to use vocabulary that already learned from the previous lesson. So here they need to share that after constructing their sentences, they have to share it using Google Slides, in which each learner must contribute to the class by submitting their contributions. For instance, we can say that students can write, we keep our river clean, then we can swim and enjoy the nature. So while other writers can respond and say that we have to recycle old plastic cans in order to save trees in that situation. So here, second language learners, they can actually review and discuss the entire slides after their submissions with each other, which is at the same time they can provide feedback, and most importantly is that they engage in a meaningful setting. When it comes to the assessment, for all the activities and depending on the technology that has been used, there will be a number of analytical tools that can track their performance and progress even for each student. For instance, when we consider Kahoot, the results analyze the accuracy and progress. This can assist teachers when they aim to evaluate the students' comprehension and accuracy. And also they can target or address any common issues that appear within the students. An instructor actually need to assess learners' appropriateness and accuracy for sentence construction, which is based on the last activity. And this is conducted through using the Google Slides. Meanwhile, immediate feedback is supported in pair and group collaborative task. Moving to the second lesson, environmental space for reading and comprehension. So here, the objective of this lesson is that to improve or enhance reading comprehension skills through exploring authentic materials, understanding what is environment, which means its meaning, and any related terms to environment and any other issues related to the topic itself. At the same time, the students will use digital text for annotations, read aloud options, and searching for meaning. Here in this lesson, we have two activities. The first is the annotating while reading using perusal, which appear in the substitution level when we consider summer model. And the second activity is cooperative and reflective writing task using Google Docs. So this activity aligns with the modification for summer model. Starting with the first activity, which is annotating while reading text about environment. In this activity, the students have to use perusal. First, this activity actually aligns with the substitutions summer models. In this activity, the students, or let's say second language learners, read online articles chosen by the instructors about in the situations or the theme of this work, which is about environment. And they will read it from different resources. So here the learners will have access so they can annotate the chosen text, and for that would be for different reasons. So let's say they can annotate to highlight important terms, to provide explanation, or even they can ask questions or have some comment that they found it challenging for them. So let's say, for instance, one can write, what does the term pollution mean in the context of a human's responsibility? So in this activity, learners are encouraged to write comments, notes, and thoughts, or even reflections about any let's say any particular sections they find that it's interesting for them. So we can say that when we give the students access to this activity, so the students engage in interactive activity, and so they become more aware of their learning, in which they develop a deeper comprehension of the text. The second article is cooperative and reflective writing task, and this is conducted through using Google Documents. So in a small group, learners, they can cooperate and work together to write summaries about a given topic. And here we assume that it is about the environment. So the students, they can divide the article into small sections in which each student is responsible for summarizing that sections. So students can focus on what are the ways in which the energy is matter, and the other students, for instance, can concentrate on difficulties, solutions introduced in this article. So when learners write their summaries, they become responsible and encouraged to not only construct their sentences, but also for the contribution by submitting their words. And most importantly is that they have to use the vocabulary that they learned from the previous lessons, such as pollution, climate change, responsibility, recycling, and so on. So through the Google Documents, the learners can use features where they can interact with each other, creating a teamwork for critical thinking. And at the end here, the students, they are not only encouraged to use perusal to reflect their thoughts about reading these ideas, but also they are sharing and exchanging their insights with others in the class. When we consider the SAMR model, we see that this technology augments the traditional writing task, and so it permits the learners or allow them for a real-time cooperation, making the environment more dynamic. Dealing with the assessment for the activities in the second lesson here. So second language learners will be assessed based on their reading comprehension and cooperation. So this is conducted through combining different methods. So the producer can assess learners' engagement, and this is by analyzing the quantity and quality of their contributions by using such algorithm and to score their contributions. Meanwhile, the instructor can customize and adjust the weight, the points for their works, and this includes factors that satisfies the objectives of the lesson and the assessment. So when using the Google Documents, the material here will be viewed for its relevance, clarity, and the content itself, and also the words used from the previous lessons. And the most important here is that how effective the group were working together. The third lesson, which deals with the speaking and pronunciation skills. The objective of this lesson is that to improve the speaking skills by listening to audio on environmental topics, emphasizing words that form minimal pairs and other possible words, homophones, highlighting the differences to guide second language learners to notice the form, associate the meaning, mapping between the forms and the meanings, and then consolidating the words and context. The activities in this lesson will be interactive pronunciations using the websites and e-dictionaries and Quizlet, interactive speaking using italki, and then the third, collaboration with the instructor. So let's start with the first activity. The third lesson, which deals with the speaking and pronunciation skills. The objective of this lesson is that to improve the speaking skills by listening to audio on environmental topics, emphasizing words that form minimal pairs and other possible words, homophones, highlighting the differences to guide second language learners to notice the form, associate the meaning, mapping between the forms and the meanings, and then consolidating the words and context. The activities in this lesson will be interactive pronunciations using the websites and e-dictionaries and Quizlet, interactive speaking using italki, and then the third, collaboration with the instructor. So let's start with the first activity. The second activity is interactive speaking using italki. In this exercise or activity, the students, they are encouraged and motivated to interact with native speakers using this italki platform, which this platform helps learners to connect with native speakers abroad, and so they can choose the language, the desired language they actually learning. So in this situation, it would be English. So here the students, they are motivated to use words they already learned from the previous lessons. Most importantly and above that is to familiarize the students with not only topic but precise questions that they have to prepare themselves about. For instance, what are some ways to lower pollution or how to protect our planet. So here this would give the learners a chance to interact with native speakers as if they were in a real context. According to Demoy and Kokloshet, Holem 2010, the use of the mobile devices and apps are effective in improving listening skills when it comes to learning a language. So when a student keep practicing and with a regular listenings, they will familiarize themselves with the sound inventory of the desired language as it is English. When we consider the Summer model, we see that in the use of the italki here is enhances the experience of learning, and that's by linking the students or connecting them with native speakers to practice English language as if they were in a real environment. The third and last activity is collaboration with the instructor, and this is conducted through using Flipgrid. Here, the students, they are encouraged to record their contribution and share it with others. So all the students, they have to interact with one another, and that's by providing feedback and comments. So here this activity promotes an environment in which the learners, they can feel themselves that they are within a community. So this would be more effective when it comes to the learning than depending on traditional speaking method. For instance, here in this activity, the instructor can ask learners record themselves, let's say for 1 to 3 or 2 minutes, explaining any issue about the environment or any phenomena in the situations. So here, while they integrate the words they have already learned and the information, so the other learners, they can interact and give them comments or reflect or ask for more questions. When it comes to the Summer model, this activity actually aligns with the level that's called redefinitions, because it transforms the experience of learning. It takes it from the traditional one to the environment where it's more likely engaging and meaningful. To assess the activities in this third lesson, there will be a number of technological tools like Elsa Speak and Quizlet. But first, the instructor evaluations must be integrated so that the instructor can report the abilities of the learners. For the first activity, Quizlet can track the accuracy of the students, their performance. So the instructor can show that whether the students, they can distinguish between words that have similar pronunciation but different spellings. So this is actually for their comprehension, and also the instructor can assess their ability to if they can connect the meaning with the forms or not. For the second activity, which is Elsa Speak, so here this program actually provides insight into the accuracy of the students' pronunciations. Meanwhile, it highlights any issues in areas that need more practice or work. So when it comes to the italki, the assessment here depends on the, or let's say it's the responsibility of the instructor, as the italki actually requires the students to record themselves. So here the videos can be sent to the instructors, and so the instructor can assist them, their pronunciations, the use of the relative words or not, their fluency, and so on. So here the instructor, let's say we can use rubrics defined by grades or points. So let's assume that 5 points for fluency when they have good pronunciations, and 5 for accuracy, and so on. In conclusion, technology is important for improving learners' reading, listening, speaking, grammar skills, and with the advancement in technology, this technology can offer us interactive and engaging learning experiences that teachers, they should take advantage of it. And also addressing challenging like minimal pairs is critical. As we said, words that have the same pronunciation but different spelling, they are difficult for second language learners due to differences in phonetic inventories. And when considering the research, it has been evident that bilingual dictionaries are preferred by second language learners, Corin 1997 and Schmidt 1997, and mobile devices and apps effectively enhance listening skills by helping learners familiarize themselves with the language sounds and annotation. Dumio and Kluska, Holme, 2010. When it comes to this work or this lesson here, the vocabulary lesson is introduced at the first, and that is before reading and speaking activity, to help learners perceive the form and assess the meaning, build lexical interest, and retrieve the words. So this is actually where it comes throughout when they move from the one lesson to the other, starting from the vocabulary, moving to the reading, and then speaking. So here actually it's based on the memory-based strategic model, which was proposed by Mia 2004, and depends this approach. The final step, which is consolidations, and this occurs in later lessons as learners observe and use the vocabulary they learned throughout the lessons in meaningful context. Thank you for listening.